Hi, thank you for joining me, Wendy Anderson, justbe.me. So, what I impart with you are all things that I come across in my life, in my experiences, and then I sit with it. I offer it up for some clarity, some answers, and then whatever answers I'm getting in my life, I'll share those answers with you that then become wisdom. So not everyone will be going through the same thing as me or the same programs as me. Not everyone has put their hand up to say, yeah, I'm going to experience that program in my lifetime here, and that's okay. But some of you may have done, and for some of you that may be having a tough time with it, is to offer some soothing words perhaps around a situation, or just shed a light on something that you may be going through. So this is the whole point of these videos, and it kind of helps me because it kind of motivates me to sit down with it, to sit down and connect with me, my soul, myself, to allow me to some answers to come in so I can share it. So thank you to all of you that are experiencing this video in order for me to go through that process for you. But then it also kind of like led to me another program that I've got. Now we've got the planetary alignment on the 25th, on Saturday. And the alignment is for a purpose for humanity. What is in alignment? What is in alignment with my soul? What is in alignment with my beingness? And what isn't in alignment? So this week has been a perfect time to sit down with ourselves, to take some solitude, to ask what's in alignment with my life currently to keep, what is not in alignment, what mistakes do I continuously keep making, what is the reoccurring pattern that I keep continuing. So in order to do this, I sat down with myself and they gave me the word of resource. So source as in God, as in, and I'm not talking about this in the religious sense of a man in a beard giving judgments. It's not about that. To me, how I would explain source, just in my terminology, accept it, reject it, it's your choice. In my terminology, it is the one energy point of all things that we've created, even ourselves. And what is source? Source is pure frequency love. How does source feel when that pure frequency love is felt in the body? So the only way that I can describe it as to when I am resourced or tap into source is, the only thing I can find close to it is looking into my newborn's face, caring for my newborn, and that so much unconditional love that no matter how much poop or sick comes out of that little form, I just love it regardless. Absolutely all encompassing, just so much heart opened love for it, for this little being. Looking into your partner's eyes and you feel just connectivity, that awe for that soul, for that being, or their smile, where you just get that heart opening, where you just look at their smiling face and you just get that heart opening and just get, like, I love you. You are the most awesome thing that I am experiencing right now. So that is what I do to take solitude to, and just sit there. And even not in meditation, sometimes I walk in meditation in nature, and just being in the awe of the shape of each unique tree, just being in awe of the soul of the uniqueness of each tree, or the plants, the flowers, the colours, the scents, the textures, just being in that complete awe of, I love this, this is awesome. So to me, that is what source feels like. So what came to light today was through my work, doing Akashic record readings, helping people with physical issues, things like that, symptoms. During that work, it enabled me to see each soul that I am working with. And seeing that soul in all of its uniqueness, its beauty, its glory, its awesomeness. And this is, the pleasure of the work that I did. But this year, or the last 18 months or so, I haven't been able to do that work. Wrestling with grief of my father, which that was okay, that wasn't too bad. But then he passed, and then my mum was on her own, and she lives with us, and I really got to look into her soul. And my mum, bless her, took the contract on to turn up in a narcissistic tendency, 100%, without the capacity to change that. So no capacity to see herself in reality, or no capacity to connect with her soul at soul level. And interestingly, I chose her as my adopted mother. So I was placed up for adoption as a baby, right from birth, because my mum had got mumps having me. Didn't know if I was going to be disabled. Yeah, some of my family members laughed at this, so but that's our family. We've got a little bit of a dark sense of humour sometimes, and sometimes you've got to laugh at life as well, because that also raises the frequency of vibration. Just seeing it through a comedic sense sometimes is funny. So wrestling with this narcissistic relationship with my mum, and in meditations I kept seeing the white stag, and I'm like, I'm not really understanding it. And then it's kind of like I kept being drawn to this Harry Potter like thermal mug thing, cup thing. And then it brought me back to the story in Harry Potter. Now J.K. Rowling is really clever, talking about all of our human programming in her writing, in her stories, in her books, and the representation of all different relationships that we can have, and how it can damage the soul in some ways, or not damage it, but hide it in the darkness, not shine a light on the actual reality of how beautiful a soul, each individual soul is. And a narcissistic relationship kind of does this, and a narcissistic contract does this. So a narcissist is completely delusional to themselves, so they cannot see their amazingness. So anyone who when they start to see somebody else's amazingness, they will destroy it, literally destroy it. And every time you connect in with an individual with a narcissistic soul contract, you take on board some of their energy, some of their dark energy, and you can't see yours. You begin to, the more time you spend connecting with this soul, with this other person that has agreed in contract to display this certain way of beingness. Remember, all things are created in love. So all things are learnings. So I've always had this burning question of as to what this soul contract with my adoptive mum has been teaching me. And we've always kind of like, there's always been this conflict of energy. I've never felt safe around her. But as a child, this person was responsible for my basic needs of food, warmth, and love. Although the love was never there. I've begun to realise over this last year of contemplation that a narcissist isn't, that they are void of love, because they can't see themselves in their truth, which is pure love, because they can't see that. There's a darkness, there's a veil over it. Neither can they see you in that same capacity. And as soon as you start to shine your light, then they'll destroy that. They'll seek to dampen it, and it's just their contract. There's no good, bad, right or wrong. They're just those contracts for learnings. So the learning is, no matter how close you are to this person in relationship contract, the learning is that it's okay to destroy that contract. I am no longer engaging in it. I am no longer contracting into that and enabling that narcissistic contract. So it's close the door and don't look back scenario, which is quite difficult when this person actually lives with you. Albeit in her own little granny annex, but still living with you. So the thought and the connection, even the thought when you think of that person, it's like J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. Even the thought when he was thinking of Voldemort, they're connected. And when you connect, you share energy. You share the light, you share the dark. So it's painful for them to see the light as well. So they are also in their own suffering, and it's painful for you to be in the dark because you're not seeing the love of your own soul and how amazing and all-encompassing and beautiful you are. A veil starts to grow over it, and it's almost kind of like the fight between light and dark. And the fight is the free will. What is it that I am contracting to, and what contracts am I now destroying? It is okay to destroy. This, the destruction is still a beautiful energy, and energy cannot actually be destroyed. It can only be transformed. So when we destroy, or when we place that intention and that free will to destroy a contract or to destroy an energy, what we're actually doing is transforming it into light, into pure frequency love. So this is for any of you out there that are experiencing the same thing as I've been experiencing, and it literally feels like your soul is dying, your soul is dulling, and how a narcissist will turn up that if you want fun, they will destroy your fun. If you want to feel joy, they will destroy your joy. They will want every second of your day to themselves. They will not allow you to have your solitude or space, to gather your light and to gather your energy and to reconnect, to resource, to reconnect. They will try and stop that at any given. So they'll, and even kind of like having beautiful relationships that reflect back your all-encompassing soul, they will not allow you to have those kind of relationships. So they will try and destroy all of those relationships that reflect back love to you. So they will try and get in between of you, your spouse. They will try and get in between you and your children. They will try and destroy any relationship, or your friends, family, anything. They will try and destroy those relationships. They will turn those people against you. They will close the heart space of others around you to not reflect the love light back into you. So to me, this is what narcissistic contracts look like from a higher perspective. So for me at the moment, I know that my mum is ready to pass in the next few days. Now I've been wrestling with this. What do I do? And the guidance that I've been given when I've gone back into my soul is, why would I want to get back into that space when I have reconnected and resourced with myself back to my light? Why would I want to shine? Why would I want to step back into the dark? Why would I want to suffer in that way? So they've said, hold your boundary, hold your boundary, hold your space. But can you destroy this contract in neutrality? So neither it be negative nor it be positive. That it just is, that this contract that you've held at soul level, both of you, at some point you've agreed to hold these contracts, and beings of light, you've shaken your little light being hands with each other and agreed to hold it. But it's okay for you to take that contract on that paper, that written contract on paper, and throw it into Saturn's fire to destroy it. No, energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transformed. So if any of you are going through the same thing with a narcissistic relationship, you're just becoming aware that it's narcissistic, or you've got a relationship that it's just feeling crunchy and it makes you feel less than, it makes you feel unworthy, it makes you lose your confidence in yourself, it makes you lose faith in yourself and your abilities, it makes you lose love for yourself, so you may be putting on weight, you may be looking in a mirror and thinking, oh my goodness, you know, all of these things are part of this soul contract with a narcissistic soul. But it's not their identity. It's not who they are at soul level, because when we are created at soul level, we are just pure beings of pure energy, of pure frequency love, and then we agree to take on contracts as part of our life learning. But at any point, you've got free will, and this is the planetary alignment as to what will be happening on Saturday, is for all of us, for all of humanity at an individual level, to take responsibility and look at our soul contracts, what we got going on in there. Is it aligning with what I described, what your soul looks like, that awesomeness, that pure all-encompassing love that you feel? Is everything in your life connecting to that? Are you resourcing it? You can resource it using your free will to choose, I want to resource. And how you resource is get back into that alignment of what your soul is in its beingness, in its purity, without all the corruption, which is just pure frequency love and awesomeness. Can I do things to get back into my awesomeness? Can I look after myself? Can I get into nature? Can I look after my physical needs? Can I look after my emotional needs? Can I look after my mental needs? Can I get into nature and just see the awesomeness of all things? Can I reconnect with a person and actually in that person look at them and remind myself how awesome they are, because that's how awesome I am. We mirror, and that's what we do in this life. But when we mirror with a narcissist, we put the veil up. We go into the darkness, and the darkness is still beautiful. It's still created from pure frequency love. In order for us to just experience what it feels like, we need the dark sky at night so we can see the stars shine. So narcissists also have a purpose on this planet, a beautiful purpose, to hold the darkness and to reflect that. So part of my letting go process as well of this contract and holding neutrality, which switches the halo back on to connect to you, yourself and pure source, is to see the love in the contract, is to see that soul before it became dark, to see that soul in its original form as light, but still at the same time hold your boundary. So you cannot have contact. So it's not being in contact with this person, and it's trying to focus on other things that bring joy into the mind rather than negativity and darkness and worry and destruction. And it's, how can I see awesomeness in all things? That's my new contract right now. How can I see awesomeness in myself and all things? That's how I rewrite the next book. That's how I rewrite the next chapter. And then see what happens when we resource everything. When we resource, getting ourselves back into source, which is our own responsibility, nobody else's, to shine that light on us. It's for us to decide that, and relationship will come in that reflect that love. Situations, scenarios, possibilities, potentials will come in that will reflect your beingness. But it's us to take responsibility for our beingness. Narcissists, if they want to be their expression, can we allow them their expression? Can we allow them to be in the dark? Yeah, let's accept it. Wherever there's acceptance, there's peace. You can be over there doing your thing, and I'm going to be over here in mine. And then there's pure peace and acceptance of how another person needs to express themselves or turn up in their contractual sense. And we will just turn up in ours. There's no judgment on how anyone wants to turn up, because we are all beings of light made one for pure frequency love. So there's no judgment. I know who you are before the contract you decided to take. I know you, I see you, I hear you, but I also hear and see me, myself at soul level, unbroken, unbound, lit up. But I can also look into the dark space every now and again. But it's up to me and my free will what I want to focus on. And do you know what? It's okay to have a brush with the dark every now and again, as long as you can master it and step back into the light when you choose that you want to choose to again. So dark and light, yin and yang. There's dark in the light and there's light in the dark. So the one thing's how we can put back into halo divine vibration is to hold some awareness of our judgments. It's okay to be in judgment in that initial state of beingness. I'm not judging me being in judgment even. So I can be in that space, and if you want to call it dark, you call it dark. Put whatever expression or terminology you want on it. You can do that. If I'm in judgment, can I be aware of that? Can I step back into the light and know that that being is just like me, pure frequency, love. But their expression, I don't want to get into that vortex of creation. I just want to create in my vortex of creation, and I allow you your vortex of creation. So this is how we step out of karma, how we untie these karmic knots in our relationships and contracts, is we can choose in this planetary alignment what we want to step into and what we want to step out of. What contracts do we want to hold? And that is resourced contracts with source. Yes, I want to connect with source, which is that awesome all-encompassing love, but know that everything is made from that anyway. But how is it that I want to feel? So this is a wrestle that I've had this week of overthinking everything. And it's great. They've wanted me to be in that space of overthinking everything, that anxiety of what will come, what will be. And it's kind of like that was to say goodbye to that contract and to get into the feeling of awesomeness, because then that counteracts the overthinking of the anxiety and what will be. Doesn't matter what will be. What matters is what is, because that is the matter that creates. So all is pure frequency love, and that's what matters. So this was my wisdom of the day to pass on to you, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to it. I hope some of you find resonance with it. If not, then that's okay too. Some of you will, some of you won't, and that's okay. I know that I am in alignment with source and pure frequency love. I know that my creations are done in love, in that connectedness. And it's not really what I say, it's the energy with what I am creating this video with. And you will receive that energy just by engaging in it. I hope I mirror back to you your awesomeness. And I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you very much. Bye.